Hi, welcome back to the Ball and Beats podcast. We got Christian Demo here with us. How are you?
Doing great, guys. Glad to finally be in video. I'm excited.
There we go. All right, now for the music and entertainment section. I want to start off with Reba's national anthem. I didn't think too much of it, but I think that she did better than what we originally thought that she was going to do. But every year and every time we watch the Super Bowl, it gets worse. And I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are on it.
I mean, I wouldn't have called it the worst one I've seen. It definitely wasn't that good either.
If you were criticizing the national anthem, I'd like you to go out there and sing in front of all of America. 2K Dilly, but warm up the pipes because you're on for next year.
Okay, look, I'm just saying that Reba's national anthem was not that great, and she kind of made it like embarrassing for herself. Anyway,
Oh, wow.
Logan
Embarrassing.
knows.
Well, I gotta say this about that. She was about to nail the under for all you bettors at home. She was zooming through that national anthem performance, and then all of a sudden you get to the end, and then you hear Brave, and then all of a sudden it comes back, Brave again. And then the over-under for all you bettors was 90 and a half seconds. She got to 94. So because of that, she said Brave twice. And because of that, a lot of people lost out on a lot of money.
I don't know about adding lyrics into the national anthem. It's kind of a sacred song for the country. And adding lyrics, that's a little bit questionable to me. If I'm a bettor and I bet that under, I'm furious.
I'd be furious because I thought I still would have won. You know, she said an extra word for no reason at all. You know, so that's okay though. That's right.
Hey, anything tops Fergie's national anthem.
Oh,
No,
it's
anything.
iconic, though.
No, that's the best one of all time.
Yeah,
At the NBA All-Star game, I want her at every national anthem.
me too.
Fergie needs to do all of them.
All right. So now for the real performance, okay? Usher. So I'm gonna be honest. Usher started off kind of slow. For other people that were watching it, I felt like nobody was gonna know any of his songs. It got better to where he started playing "Oh My God" with will.i.am. But I just feel like as he went on to the end, it was really just more of Lil Jon's show more than Usher's.
It kind of turned into that a little bit.
Yeah, because then the last song was "Get Low," and they just played like three three Lil Jon songs.
Um,
But did you see that mosh pit? That was awesome.
No, I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, Usher could have done better, and I felt like I was disappointed.
I wasn't disappointed per se. I just kind of expected more. Because the thing we get out of Usher is the dancing and stuff, right? And that's what I expected. But I also did, to your point, also expect it to be more of his performance, which is why I was surprised that he would even have guests, because Usher by himself doesn't need guests.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. I predicted almost all the guests correct on the last episode. I didn't expect, Jermaine Dupri to be a hype man or her on the guitarist.
Yeah.
But I did say Alicia Keys would come out with My Boo. Thank you for the $5, Dilly. I appreciate it. And I mean, Lil Jon and Ludacris, yeah, I mean, that had to be a part of the performance. And I mean, I have a little bit of a nugget about that song anyway.
Okay.
So if you actually listen to Ludacris's part in the song, it's actually a completely different beat, and it has a whole storyline behind it. If you don't know that part, it's P.D. Pablo's Freak-a-Leak. I don't know if you guys know that song.
I do know that song.
You know that song? That's actually that beat. But originally, that was supposed to be the beat for Yeah, because Lil Jon gave that beat to Usher. Little did he know that Jive Records already gave it to P.D. Pablo to use for his song. And so that song, those songs together, they have a huge history with each other. And I think you said, I believe Ludacris actually kind of talked about that, or Usher. Someone talked about that recently as well before, but I had noticed it on my own watching that. But back on that performance, I believe that when Lil Jon came out for Turn Down for What, it really changed the attitude of that whole halftime show. It's not the worst, it's not the best. Last 2 years topped that. But I have seen worse. This was definitely better than The Weeknd's. No offense to you, The Weeknd.
Oh, no, yeah.
I mean, when it comes to The Weeknd's halftime performance, again, no offense, but almost anything is better.
Yeah, I have to agree with Alan. I think when it comes to Usher, you had to expect a lot of choreography and a lot of background dancers, and I think that aspect of the show was where it shined most. I think you're right. It started off a little rocky, but I do think that as the guests started to arrive, you guys mentioned Alicia Keys, and that piano, by the way, really, really cool.
Yes.
But as Alicia Keys and the other guests came on, I think that it became more of a really entertaining show.
I don't know, that voice crack though in the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, these are live performance. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
The NFL edited it out on
Yeah,
its YouTube
I
video.
saw that. I saw that. No, I mean, if I was Swiss Beats though, who's married to Alicia Keys,
I'd be worried.
I wouldn't be able to handle myself, dude. After watching that, I was like, what? They're like groping each other, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they
And, like,
did.
okay, it's cool. And he gave his 2 cents about it, like 2 days later, saying that it's just two legends, basically just making history that they made history back then too. So they're just reenacting what they did in the video. I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but like both of you guys are married
right.
to other people, so like,
Right.
why do that on stage? But yeah, I'm
That's Usher being
I'm not a
Usher.
celebrity,
If you
so-
know Usher, you got to watch out. Make sure your woman is not in attendance. That's for sure.
yeah.
Kiki Palmer, we just saw that a couple months ago.
Yes.
I'm just saying. I mean, Alicia Keys. Shout out to Alicia Keys, one of the best in the business for sure. And I'm just glad I got that one right.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna just
you're
keep
welcome.
bragging.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Well, did you guys believe that like Usher was, did he live up to the hype?
I think it was as expected.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I think that Usher brought the entertainment as well as the songs. I think the halftime performance would have been incredible if I knew like all the songs, but he played a few of the deep cuts that not a lot of people knew, and I think that's where it faltered.
Gotcha. Well,
Sorry,
Who- I was
sorry, real
about to
quick.
say.
But I just wish that maybe he's, like we said a little bit earlier, started out maybe a little bit different with a different song choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe start out with "Oh My God," or you start out with a song he didn't even do. He didn't even do "DJ Got Us Falling in Love." I thought that would have been a great song for this performance. But he kind of went back to that R&B, that
The thing that we know him for.
the thing that we
Yeah.
really know him for. And if you really sit back and look at it, it's still like a B to B minus performance, really, at the end of the day.
yeah.
Because I mean, it wasn't bad, wasn't great.
yeah, I agree.
I
but
call it average.
average?
Yeah.
No, it was
No.
above that.
Okay, I'm just saying it's one of those where you can be like, yes, it was a good halftime performance, but then obviously you can have people who are like me. It's like it was good. Could it have been better?
Maybe it
Yes.
won't be the most
But it
memorable.
won't be. It's not obviously again. It's not the worst.
Yeah.
No, it's the Super Bowl stage is pretty nerve wracking. So if you're gonna do it great, do it right.
Do it right, but if you got to do it, make sure you have towels available. That's all. I'm saying.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
My bro was
but-
sweaty.
Over under calories burned,
2,800.
at least.
But who do you guys think should be the next halftime performer? I'm gonna go here and say it first. You want a real performer? Do Pitbull, because Pitbull. If you're gonna go into a different genre, because they already did rap, they already did R&B. You got to go in a different genre. Go pop, and even though he's still a rapper, he's more of a pop artist.
Yeah.
So like a pop artist rapper. So I would say give it a Pitbull and make him have like the best halftime performer. I think he would knock the stage off.
The one that I would be hopeful for, but I know because of the halftime show rules, it can't happen. But because it's going to be in New Orleans next year, I would have picked Bruno Mars to do it. I think because they did it at the wrong time. This Bruno Mars now that we have currently, he would have done a way better job. And I loved his halftime performance when he did it last time.
I mean, yeah, but like he's already done it twice.
Well, okay,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
already been
count. I don't
featuring
call it a feat.
He's already led once, so it can't happen.
We've
He
seen
did
enough
it-
Bruno.
We have seen.
I love Bruno, but we've seen enough Bruno.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say about Bruno. For me,
That sounds like hate.
no hate. I think Bruno's one of the best ever. But for me, I think we've been going R&B, like rap route lately. I think we need to get back into the pop. Like people need to know the songs, like all of them. Who better than a rising star right now on top of the world, Dua Lipa?
Honestly,
Hey, I
Yeah?
wouldn't mind
That's not
it.
bad.
I agree.
Give me Dua Lipa at the halftime show. Amazing performer, great dancer. Has hits beyond beyond most people today. I think that if you get Dua Lipa on that stage, the crowd will go wild.
I mean, that's a good choice, Christian. For me, I like to try and base it off location a little bit for cultural reasons and how it would fit the city. So, I mean, you could say a guy like Lil Wayne, even though that's the rap
That would be
route.
awesome.
I feel like that'd be an amazing one. This one, it actually doesn't even match the city for New Orleans, but I feel like at some point, at least maybe in the next couple years, I feel like this artist should headline a halftime show. That'd be Adele. I know what you guys think.
Absolutely.
I know
No
what you
way.
two think. But I think what Adele, her catalog is, I think she'd be a great addition.
I agree.
Well, so okay, now I'm gonna pivot over to Kanye's end. All right, so for Kanye, people thought that he was kicked out of the Super Bowl and didn't see him in his box anymore. Well, speculations weren't true, and he went over to YG's box, basically to hang out with him, and he wanted him to meet his wife, and his wife has never been to a football game, so I thought people took it out of context, and Kanye was just having a great time. Now, I'm talking about the controversy behind Kanye, okay? His actions recently with Taylor Swift fans was not great. He was basically, so he was addressing and still apologizing for his anti-Semitic sayings. But now that Taylor Swift fans are trying to keep him away from the #1 spot on the Billboard, they're going to try to kill his second Vultures album, which I thought Vultures was not great. Let me tell you that.
I did not. I
Tripping.
did,
No way.
I agree with David. I'm sorry. I tried. I listened to it and I
Did
couldn't.
you?
Yes, I did.
Did you listen?
The whole thing. I didn't skip anything. I listened to the whole thing.
Listen, with any Kanye project, you're gonna have controversy. You're gonna have mixed opinions. But for me, this Vultures album absolutely surmounted my expectations. I think this album, it is a mixed bag, but there's a lot more good than bad in it. The collaboration between Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign,
Yeah.
I think it's a good mix. I do think that Kanye could have chosen a different artist or just not had a collab. Maybe have Ty Dolla $ign on a few of the tracks rather than all of them. I think a few of the hooks got a little bit repetitive.
Yeah.
But overall, I think that this is a great album, and if we're getting 2 more of these, sign me up.
Well, I heard Lil Wayne is going to be on that next album, so it's supposed to be a fun album, I heard. But I also think that, is he really going to drop that second album?
Drop this one.
He dropped this one.
He
should
dropped this
drop that
one
second
late.
I mean, you get pushbacks, you get not drop dates, but we get him eventually.
Right. Well, do you guys believe that Kanye should be left alone? Like how Taylor Swift fans kept trying to keep him away from the #1 spot. Like, do you think that he should be just left alone, or like
I
what?
mean, I would have to say, really, with a controversial figure that Kanye is, he's going to get clapped back regardless of whoever it is because of some of the things he does have to say. So I would say if someone does it, it's deserved. I mean, I'm not saying, I think it's deserved, I would say, for Kanye because of the polarizing figure that he is. For my takes real quick on the album, I'm kind of in the middle between you two opinion and Christian. I thought there was some decent tracks on the album. I thought there was also a lot of bad. There was pretty much all in between. It was either really good or really bad. I thought it was going to be worse than it was. So I will
take
give
it.
him that. I'll give him probably about a 5.5 out of 10 if I had to rate it. 5.5, maybe low
Hey,
6.
Anthony Fantano gave him unreviewable
I know, he gave
trash.
it unreviewable.
Hey, Anthony Fantano, you're not a real music.
Whoa.
Your opinion
First
is invalid.
video
That's
episode, we're already
crazy.
starting beef
That's
with Anthony
crazy.
Fantano.
No,
That's what we
well,
love
a
to see.
pivot away from the Kanye conversation because it's getting a little out of hand over here. I'm gonna say Drake. Drake is coming back after saying that he was taking a break. Now, what really is taking a break?
For Drake, it's absolutely nothing.
No,
I mean, we just see. No, yeah.
Yeah, like,
Dude's
hold on.
gonna pump out an album in like 2 months.
yeah, I believe it, or at least a single.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
What's the point of saying you're gonna take a break and then like you come back and say, "Oh, hey guys, I'm dropping something like really soon." Like, what were you doing that whole time of break? Nothing. You were still recording music.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
You know what? Drake is the one guy who doesn't understand what a break is when it comes to the music scene.
Is that a bad thing?
That's not a bad thing at all. I sometimes think for certain artists it is, because certain artists, they kind of need that break to really try and perfect that album, that project, or whatever. With Drake, I mean, he's just one of those guys that he can just pump it out.
It wasn't long enough though.
Wasn't long enough? No. It wasn't even long. What are you talking about? It was like a couple
You're
weeks.
tripping there. From Kanye, one of my favorites, to Drake, to one of the GOATs.
Oh my god.
Drake, he can make as much music as he likes. I will consume it in copious amounts.
Hey, I'm
he
not
can make a
hating.
50-track long album.
Oh my god.
No, yeah,
if
I
he
agree.
likes, I'll eat it up for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just thinking that he should have gotten more time to himself at least, so that he could make a better album. But like, do you think so? He already had Yeet on his album, so now Yeet is gonna
Great track.
come out with a album actually on on Friday night.
I'm not ready.
Oh, we are
I'm ready.
feasting.
It's gonna be 2093, the year 2093, and I think Drake is gonna be on his
see
album
what Logan's-
because he just came back.
You see what Logan's doing?
It's
That's how
great-
I
it's
feel
great
about
marketing.
it. That's how I
You're
feel
lost,
about it.
Logan. You are absolutely lost. If you are not excited for this Yeet album, I don't know what to tell you. This is going to be one of the best albums of the year. Vultures.
Okay, you're great. You're wild
We,
now,
we
bro.
already got Vultures, which is album of the year. We already got a great 21 album.
Oh, wait, they want you to say that.
2024 is shaping up to be one of the best
No.
years for us.
No.
21's album was trash.
Hey, yo,
Oh
okay,
my
hold on. Yeet. I'm sorry. I literally, y'all can talk about Yeet. I just
Don't
can't
look
right
at
now.
me. I'm
Yeah,
not
you
gonna
Actually
talk
can't.
about
We're
him.
not gonna talk about Yeet. I'm sorry.
It's your
He-
podcast.
He don't deserve a platform.
Okay.
Oh, and Polo G does though.
Yes,
Speaking
he
of
does.
Polo G,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, speaking
Hey,
of-
we can agree on Polo G.
We can agree on Polo G. That's my guy.
That's my guy.
not bad, baby.
No. Definitely. That's not. Never mind. It's 2024. She could be a guy now, but let's move on.
Technically, the Yeet's 2093. So
Polo's
Alright.
dropping, right?
Polo is dropping.
Polo is dropping with
Finally.
Saris and Ferraris.
I'm so ready.
Another banger of an album. Guys, come on.
Hood Poet?
2024?
You think you
Hood
do
Poet
you
is
think,
coming out. Whenever. It better come out. I have been starving for this album. So bad. Saris and Ferraris, it's going to be like the 6th single in the last 2 years. No sign of an album. I mean, we talked about it a little bit back in September of last year when he got arrested the week before his album was supposed to drop, and then they had to push it back. There's a rumored date for it to be again in the summertime, I believe in August, last I had heard, but I just need new Polo, man. I'm so ready for tomorrow.
Us Polo fans have been starving for years. It's time for him to deliver us a great album.
I'm ready for On the Piano.
All the
outta here.
piano G. Well, that's all right.
Bring it on.
I can't wait.
Can't wait. Well, that's all right, because that's going to wrap up our music and entertainment segment here